Alright, all you crazy stunners out there planning to use the fresh snow as a ramp to try to do your next crazy stunt, welcome back to Under the Radar. And now it's time for us to see which one of you crazy stunners to start off this AC December is gonna get knocked out cold like a block of ice as we go into a very special Cyber Monday edition of the Wild World of Stunts. And the first stunt that we have up comes from the stunner Ace of Social 619. Nice name, by the way, with their stunt, Jets Are Hard to Film. And I got a feeling he's neither being sarcastic about this or the fact that he had a camera that tried to follow it but a little shaky while trying to film. I think he might be right, because during this said stunt, and we might as well call him Ace since he is flying a plane, decided to do an emergency landing in the back of the Diamond Resort Casino directly onto the racetrack, scaring the horses, the people, and I got a feeling a couple of people who betted on those said horses as their money was lost due to the race being invalid. But the fact that he was able to land this stunt with both wheels hitting this makeshift racetrack runway like what, Maestro? Like a glove? Truly shows you his flying skills and the reason why they call him Ace. I can see it. And apparently the PR department, the doctors, and everybody else already gave this stunt a 10, so I might as well join them. Great job on the landing, even though the camera work was a little bit shaky. And the next stunt that we have up comes from the stunner Davis4WD with his stunt Little Jump GTA Online Davis. And I got a feeling that 4WD in Davis's name stands for four-wheel drive, because Davis here, on the top of the construction site near the center area of the downtown area of Los Santos, would decide to take his Baja truck off the roof of this said building, only to fly through the air like a goose, land on the other building on the other side of town with all four wheels successfully hitting the ground like a glove, for him to just move on and power slide his way to the edge of the roof and turn the engine off to celebrate himself. Now, the fact that he was able to fly that far with not that much speed tells you how much skills this guy has. And not to mention makes me wonder, did he use a nitrous engine for this? Because the acceleration alone and the fact that he was able to pull this off, I don't know. Maestro and everybody else is giving it a 10 once again, and I guess I might as well join them by giving it a 10 with a question mark of how in the world he was able to pull this off. I guess the world will never know. Yes, Maestro, like those Tootsie Pop commercials. And the next stunt that we have up comes from the stunner Nasty Bastard. Interesting name, with their stunt, Flip. Now, Mr. Nasty, as he calls him, he really does call himself Mr. Nasty and would decide to pull off a disgusting stunt by using a rocket voltic to make his way down the Los Santos River. And while an amateur cameraman in the background was doing another stunt in the background to be filmed, he would tell the guy before getting in the car, "Hey buddy, watch this!" Get inside the car, race up the side of the makeshift ramp on the Los Santos River, and do a perfect spiral like if it was being thrown like Tom Brady, only to land on all four wheels like what, Maestro? Like a glove! For him to successfully ride off like nothing ever happened, and just to move on for the guy on the bike to almost fall off his bike with his jaw slack-jawed hitting the ground, wondering how in the hell he was able to pull this one off. Well, if I was a scientist, my answer would be what? Gravity? I guess forward momentum, and I guess a gyro pull. I don't know. But either way, a perfect 10 for a perfect stunt. And speaking of perfect out-of-this-world stunts, folks, the next stunt that we have up comes from Little Sweet Boy. Nice name, by the way, with his stunt number 1. And in this said stunt, Little Sweet Boy, who decided to take his motorcycle on a closed road near the Los Santos International Airport, and if you're wondering how in the world this road was closed, he did this stunt right immediately after Thanksgiving. So nobody was on the roads, so he had free carte blanche to do something insane. And he would be able to do it by going up the ramp near the Los Santos International Airport that connects right directly over the bridge and jumps directly into the air, only halfway over the bridge to decide to turn the bike around like a record, all the way in a 360 formation as he would hit the ground and zoom off like nothing happened. And Maestro told me I'm forgetting to say something, and oh yeah, I forgot! He landed on the ground, both wheels, successfully, not crashing, like a glove! And would just drive off like nothing happened, and the Maestro, besides laughing at me using this as a catchphrase for this week, is wondering, where was the crash in this? No crash, Maestro, just a beautifully executed 360 on a motorcycle like if he was Brian Deegan in the X Games. Now, I'm starting to wonder how in the world he was able to pull it off, but then again, Brian Deegan said he was able to pull off a 360 due to the fact that he was able to use his waist and was able to spin the bike in the direction that he wanted it. So, I guess he did the same thing. Very impressive, and congratulations. And the last but not least stunt that we have up for this week comes from the stunner One Night _ Inside with their stunt GTA 5 Let's Fall. And in this said stunt, two hikers that was on the side of the road that goes by the name of Tim and Alex, both trying to take in the scenery of the top of Mount Chiliad, would get interrupted by Trevor Phillips, who would decide to take his shoulder and shoulder block one of them directly off the mountain, making him drop his map, lose his footing, and just roll down the said mountain like a stone or a tumbleweed that usually inhabits the top of the mountain. And during that, one of the guys would say, "Oh my god, I can't believe what this town's become," for the other guy to just keep tumbling down the hill and gain more and more momentum until he would leap into the air and the back of his head would hit a waiting rock on the bottom of this said mountain. And yeah, according to the doctors who went from laughter to seriousness at the end of this stunt, if seriousness is such a word, would decide to tell me that he not only broke his neck, he has blunt force trauma to the back of the head, a broken shoulder, both of them, and would also break his ribs along with his coccyx. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, doctors. If this was Harvey Bertman, attorney at law, with Ernie Devlin explaining the list of injuries that he suffered, wouldn't one of the injuries that he would suffer during this stunt would be a fractured ass? Well, according to the doctors nodding their head, yes, he would suffer a fractured ass from this. Yikes! Never thought we would get that in the wild world of stunts, but there's a first time for everything. And besides laughing over there in the corner, they also told me he suffered a fractured skull too. Ugh, that hurts. That hurts a lot. And if you guys want to check out any other crazy stunt of people trying to get themselves maimed for unnecessary fame, you can head on over to the socialclub.rockstargames page, only known as socialclub.rockstargames.com, and just click ever so lightly on that video page to check out a whole bunch of cool stunners that by the end of this AC December is gonna be knocked out ice cold like a block of ice, or at least a quarter of a pound of snow, if that's the way how it's measured. Yeah. And I guess with that said, folks, we might as well head back to this music once again, and when we return, we'll be back with another edition of the GTA Online Top 5 Tracks of the Week right after this. So don't go anywhere just yet, folks, and stay tuned.